Welcome to TestimonyProject.com. I'm Leslie Davis, and this website is the result of a dream the Holy Spirit placed in my heart. A dream of creating a website where Christians can come together to share their testimonies, and anyone can come to learn what God does for those who love Him. A testimony is simply the truth about what God has done in your life. It's your story of the struggles you faced in life and the pivotal point where you realize that God was bigger than your struggles. Your story is your testimony, and it's important. It doesn't matter whether you're a 9-year-old girl going off to camp for the first time or a 50-year-old man who loves to ride his Harley, a mother, or a teenager. Every Christian has at least one great story. When you choose to share your story on TestimonyProject.com, people can read about the struggles you've faced and what God has done in your life. Most importantly, they will learn that they are not alone. And as Christians, we can testify that there is no struggle too big for our God. So many people have no idea of what it's like to walk every day in the presence of God. But we do. And one of the most important things we can do with that information is share it. Sharing your testimony on TestimonyProject.com is easy. Simply click on the Share Your Testimony button and a form will appear. It will walk you through everything we need to publish your story. The blank for your testimony may look small, but it will expand. Don't worry that you aren't a writer. Just write it exactly as you would say it. The Holy Spirit will add everything it needs. And don't worry about spelling or grammatical errors. We'll take care of that. You just share the truth of what God has done in your life and then click Submit. Next, we'll review your testimony. Everything on TestimonyProject.com is reviewed prior to publication, even comments. We reserve the right to refuse to publish a submission. Hopefully, we'll never need to, but just in case, we reserve that right. Once we've reviewed your testimony, we'll format it. We want your testimony to look good. This is where we check spelling and grammatical errors, and then we'll pretty it up. Last, we'll publish it. Once it's published, you'll receive an email that looks like this. In it, you'll find a link to your testimony so you can share it with your family and friends. And if you want, you can just forward the email to them. We've also included the TestimonyProject icon, the red and white image of the raised hand. You can use this on Facebook, Twitter, your emails, or any place you want. There's also a link to a video we made explaining how to do that, just in case you don't already know. As people share their struggles with you, please tell them about TestimonyProject.com. They can be encouraged to see what God has done for other people who have shared similar struggles. The arrow is pointing to categories, and under each category are subcategories to choose from. If a category for your testimony doesn't appear, don't worry about it. We can always add more. Please also consider a donation of any amount to help us with this important work. It takes a lot of resources to keep this operating, and the Testimony Project is free. Also consider subscribing to our weekly email, The Pivot Point. In it, we feature the newest testimonies published the previous week. Next week, we hope to feature yours. There's so many people living so many incredible lives with different stories of testimonies for God. As Christians, what we know is that no matter what struggles we face with God, your story ends well. So what are you waiting on? Click on the Share Your Testimony button and start writing, and we'll start publishing, and together we'll make a difference for God.